Hello, everybody. Welcome to class. Welcome to class, everybody. Please take out your pencil eraser, your student interactive, your notebook if you have it, and let's get ready for class.
Hi,
Okay. If you have a question right now, please use the raise hand option on the computer. Okay, we're going to give it a little bit of time for everybody to get into the classroom, so please be patient and wait. We're still waiting for one person. I hope most of you were able to figure out who will be the person you're going to ask questions to for your interview that we talked about yesterday. And I hope most of you or all of you wrote down question number 6. I gave you 5 questions yesterday, and you were supposed to write down one more question and also figure out who you are going to ask, okay? Today's class will be from 10:30 to 10:55 and then from 11:20 to 11:45. Today we're going to do a little bit of reading, we're going to talk about what we read, and we're going to talk a little bit about our interviews. And maybe we'll read some of the questions that we wrote for question 6. Okay? All right. Cindy, do you have a question? No? Okay. So guys, I'm going to share my screen with you in just a moment. Let me give you one more minute for the last person to come in if they're still coming. Lucas, do you have a question?
No.
No, okay. All right, guys, because some students' microphones are coming on automatically and it makes it a little bit noisy, I'm going to mute your microphone. That means I'm going to turn your microphone off and you won't be able to turn it back on by yourself, okay? So that means if you have a question, you need to use the raise hand. Not raise your hand in the camera because maybe I can't see your video, but use the little picture of the hand and put that in the air. But please only do that if you really, really, really have a question. Okay? If you do that when you don't have a question, then it takes a lot of time for me to ask you if you have a question or not, and then you don't actually have a question, so it's a big problem for our class. So please only do that if you have a question. Okay? I'm going to share with you my screen with a reading that I want to talk about today. It's called Technology Over Time. Okay? I'm going to read it to you. After I read it, I'm going to call on some of you to read to me. And I'm going to talk about what the information is that we're reading here as well. Okay? Again, if you have a question right now, you can't turn your microphone on, but you need to use the raise hand thing so I can see your question. Technology over time. Technology is always changing to become more helpful. Zoe, what is your question? Zoe, what is your question, please? Zoe, you raised your hand. What is your question? Cindy, what is your question?
What does technology mean?
Guys, please wait until I finish reading. I'm going to talk about that, but you need to wait and be patient, please, okay? All right. I'm going to put your hand down, Zoe, as well. Guys, I'm going to ask you to wait until the end to ask your questions, okay? Here's Ken. We'll start again because Ken is here. Okay. All right, my friends. I'm not going to take any questions right now. because I want you all to listen, and I am going to explain afterwards, okay? Probably if you just wait, I will answer your question. So just please be patient. And then I will talk about it afterwards, okay? Just follow along. Technology over time. Technology is always changing to become more helpful. The tools we use are changing to become faster, smaller, and smarter. Computers, phones, and cars are some of these tools. Okay, technology, they gave us some examples of technology. Computers, phones, and cars are all technology. Technology is some kind of machine that we use, like a TV or a computer or a phone or even a car. And as time goes on, technology gets better and better. It gets faster, it gets smaller, it gets smarter. Sometimes it lasts longer. It does more stuff. So all the kinds of machines in our world, that is technology. And technology changes very fast. Okay. There's another adjective that they use to describe technology, and that is helpful. So people can be helpful, but technology can also be very helpful. Technology helps us to do a lot of stuff. All right, second paragraph. Computers have changed a lot since the 1970s. They used to be very large, and they could not do much. Today, you can store music on a computer. You can draw pictures or make movies. Also, today's computers are faster. They can fit in your hands. You can take a computer anywhere. So this paragraph tells us how computers have changed from the 1970s until now. 1970 and this year, 2022, that's 52 years. In 52 years, computers have changed a lot. They've gotten much, much smaller, much, much faster. They've gotten cheaper, so you can buy one more with less money. And they can do a lot more stuff than they could do in 1970. The things that the computer in your phone, a smartphone has a computer, the things that the computer in your smartphone can do in 1970, probably the computer was the size of a room and couldn't even do half of the stuff that your smartphone can do. So technology changes very quickly. In the past, cell phones were just for making calls. They were around in the 1970s, but few people had one. They were very big. Today, cell phones are smaller. They are smarter too. Many cell phones are also smartphones. Like a computer, a smartphone can use the internet. So you can play a game or watch a movie on your phone. Okay, this is talking about cell phones or smartphones as we have today. Smartphones have lots of other things they can do besides making a phone call, right? I can go on the internet, I can watch a movie, I can see YouTube, I can play a game, I can have a class with my English teacher. I see your hand, Lucas. Please wait until the end. I'm taking questions after I finish reading. Okay? The technology that is used in cars has also changed. In the past, most cars used gasoline for fuel. Today, electric cars use electricity. They just need to be plugged in. They do not make as much pollution as other cars. Changes to technology affect us all. How will these changes affect us in the future? Okay, so in this last paragraph, what is this, the fourth paragraph? In the fourth paragraph, they talk about cars and how much cars have changed. Many cars in the past, or all cars in the past, used gasoline. My car today also uses gasoline. But many cars today also use electricity. Like Tesla, for example, uses electricity. Okay, and also the electric cars are much cleaner than the cars were in the past. And they give us one final question. Changes to technology affect us all. How will these changes affect us in the future? So this question is getting us to think about the future and how the changes in technology will affect us in the future. This reading has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paragraphs. The first paragraph is an introduction paragraph. It tells me what the rest will be about. Then, paragraph 1, 2, and 3 all talk about a different kind of technology and how it has changed from the past until now. Computers, cell phones, and cars. And then finally, the last paragraph gives us kind of like a main idea. Changes to technology affect us all. And it also gives us a question to think about for the future. Okay, I'm going to turn microphones on now, and I will take questions. The first person I'm going to take a question from is Lucas, and then number 2 will be Cindy. Anybody else have a question? Raise your hand now. Use the raise hand icon on the computer so I can see, because I can't see everybody's camera. Lucas, Cindy, Zoe has a question. I'm going to write these down on my paper so I don't forget. Lucas, Cindy, Zoe. Okay. I'm going to turn on microphones now and take some questions. Just a moment, please. Mute on entry. Unlock the meeting. Unmute all. Okay, everybody can turn their microphone on now when they're ready, but let's have them one at a time. Lucas, what's your question?
What is gasoline?
Good question. Gasoline is 油，加油的油，加油站的那个油。You put it inside of the car, and it makes the car go. Do you know what it is?
Yes.
What do you call it in Chinese, Lucas?
汽油.
汽油. Thank you, Lucas. Cindy, what's your question?
What does technology mean?
I already answered that question. Technology are machines that we use to help us, like computers, phones, cars, washing machine, dishwasher, vacuum cleaner, airplane, motorcycle, computer. All of these things are technology. Okay?
Okay.
Zoe.
Coalition mean?
Sorry?
What is coalition mean?
Spell it, please. I don't understand what you're saying. Can you spell it, please?
Pollution.
Very good. You're talking about this sentence here, right?
Yeah.
Pollution. Pollution is all the dirty stuff in the world, like in the air and in the water. So, for example, if there are many cars, especially many old cars driving on the road, the air will be very dirty. That's pollution. That's air pollution. Or if the factory, they make cars, and then when they're making cars, they have some dirty water, and instead of putting the dirty water in a place where they can clean it up, they just put it into the river or into the ocean. That is pollution. Okay? It's water pollution. Also, if you throw garbage, you throw your trash on the ground. That's pollution. Okay? Good question,
Okay.
Zoe. Excellent question. Thank you so much. Lucas, how is the water? Is it good?
Yes.
All right. Lucas, what's your question, my friend?
What is SUEL? SUEL.
Spell it again. Spell it again, my friend.
S
Wait. Sorry. Wait. What is it in paragraph 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5? Wait, I'll show you 2 pages.
4.
Paragraph 4. This paragraph.
Yes.
FUEL?
Yes.
Fuel. Fuel is something you can use to give energy. Okay? So gasoline gives fuel for some cars. If I eat food, then I can have energy to do my work. My food is my fuel. If I burn some wood to keep my house warm in the wintertime, the wood can be the fuel. So fuel is something that makes energy or heat. Very good question, Lucas. Thank you. Somebody else have a good question? Zoe?
What is smartphone?
Smartphone. Well, this is a smartphone. You see my phone?
Yes.
Okay. A smartphone is the kind of phone that most people have in Taiwan today. You can play games. You can go on the internet. You can watch a movie. It's more than just for making a call. I can make a phone call too. It's true, but it also has many other things it can do. That's a smartphone. Great question. Thank you. Somebody else? Another question? Yes, Lucas?
What is internet?
Internet. Wang Lu. Do you know?
Yes.
How do you say it in Chinese?
网路.
Okay, so we're using the internet right now, right?
Yes.
Okay. Smartphones can use the internet, right? iPads and computers can use the internet, right?
Yes.
The internet is a kind of technology, right?
Yes.
And it's very helpful, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Cindy, what's your question? Lucas, you got another one for me?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, guys, this reading, this 5 paragraphs, is talking about technology and how it changes very quickly over time and how technology is very important for us. Zoe, don't do that unless you have a question, okay, dear? Okay. I have some questions for you guys. I want to know about question 6. Last class, we wrote some questions. Do you remember? Where were they? Right here. Do you see? We wrote some questions, and I asked you, please write question 6
Yes.
from your own brain, right? We got about 5 or 6 minutes. I want to know what question 6s did you write? Gordon, can you read your question 6, please? Zoe, read yours, please.
I will interview my dad.
Oh, is that Gordon? Okay. And Gordon, what question 6 did you write?
Why do you like to play video game and what's your favorite?
Okay. That's a good question. That sounds good. You know that the rest of the questions are going to be about them talking about a person who's important from their past, right? Yeah? Okay. Zoe, how about you?
How was it like to be with them?
What was it like to be with them? Okay. Zoe, I like your question. I think that's a little bit of a better question than Gordon's question, just because that question is about asking your person about the person that was important to them, right? Gordon, your question is good, but your question is asking your father something about him. It's not really asking your father about the person who was important to him. That's kind of the point of the interview. You know what I mean? So I want you to think, Gordon, if you can write another question and another question that asks your father to tell more about the person that was important to him. Okay? Maybe like, what did that person do for a job? Or how long did you know that person? Something like that. Okay? Or are you still friends with that person? Do you still know that person? Where are they now? Did that person help other people? Something like that. Okay? Gordon, you got it? Thanks, buddy. And thank you for asking your question. How about let's go to Chloe. Chloe, can you read your question 6, please? Maybe Chloe's not ready. How about Betty? Winnie?
Why do you want to be a doctor?
Why do you want to be a doctor? Is that right?
Yes.
Who are you going to ask?
My daddy.
Okay. That's a good question. That's like Gordon's question. That question is about your daddy, right? I hope you can write a question that's asking your daddy to tell you more about the person that was important to them. But maybe your father wanted to become a doctor because maybe somebody important in his life was also a doctor. That could be the answer. Thank you, Chloe, for your nice reading. Let's go to, how about Rachel? Rachel, did you finish your question 6? Cindy, how about you? Alyssa, how about you?
I want to go to bathroom.
Okay, well, go ahead and go to the bathroom. It's pretty much break time, almost a couple more minutes, all right? Yolanda, how about you? Cindy?
Is your father important to you?
Is your father important to you? Good. Good question. So the person that you're talking to is going to talk about their father. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Guys, you don't have to write your question 6 now because what you can do is you can listen to their answers for questions 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and maybe the answers that they give you for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will help you think of what you can ask for question 6. Do you know what I mean? I think that's a good idea if you want to do it that way. All right, guys. Well, I want to give your eyes a break, so let's take a short break from the class, and we'll come back at 11:20. Okay? 11:20. Don't be late. I'll see you soon. Okay? Bye bye, everybody. See you in about 25 minutes. Okay?
Bye bye.
Bye bye.